Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music, and I love polyrhythms, 3 against 4, 2 against 3. Sometimes it's hard to perform them live, but we've got some great tools in Logic and other DAWs that will allow us to create polyrhythms by using auxiliary sends and buses. Well, you'll see what I mean in a moment. Well, I'm just going to play this in the background while I talk. You're listening to 3 against 4 polyrhythm. My teacher said the way to learn the sound of polyrhythms was to learn some certain verbal phrases, and his one for the 3 against 4 was eat your goddamn spinach. Eat your goddamn spinach. In any case, what we're doing here is splitting a signal into 2 streams and pulse gating each stream independently. Let me show you the process. Okay, bye-bye. So, first of all, I have a really simple chord happening here in Pigments. You can see the patch. I've tweaked it to my liking. It's a pad. As I hold down notes, it just sustains them. We're going to pulse gate that pad. Okay, I'm going to turn that volume all the way down, and let's take a look at the channel strip. I've set up 3 buses. We should look at it over here. Bus 1, 2, and 3, and each of them are set to be pre-fader, which just means that it'll grab audio directly from the synth and send it to the auxiliary channel, even if the volume slider is turned all the way down. And I like that option because I can then sneak in the sustained level of the pulse. Well, what I've done is to send each bus along to an aux channel and insert a step effects plugin. Step effects allow you to gate the signal. Here I've turned off everything really except the gate. Here's that same chord with this step effect. As you can see, the step has the gate effect has 12 steps, and I could easily change that number just by grabbing here and dragging and pulling it along. We want to keep 12, and you'll see why 12 is a good number in a moment. Every 3 steps, it's pulsing. So if I divide 12 by 3, I'll have to have every 4 steps. And in fact, that's what's happening here on my second aux send. Same chord. That's pulsing every 4 steps. You hear it together? Can you hear? Eat your goddamn spinach. Eat your goddamn spinach. I'm going to mute those 2, and I'm going to show you aux 3 because I wanted to give it a little more irregularity. And I'm using something called interference of periodicity to pull that off. Instead of 12 steps, I've set my gate to 15. Now, if you set it to 15, you can divide that evenly. Every 5, you get 3. But you can probably hear that there's a delay line on that as well. And I'm panning it left and right. It's kind of like a background, juicy emphasis element, right? And the 3 of them work together in a really interesting ways. So I'm going to mute each of the channels again, and we'll just bring them in. First, I'll mute the 15 step. Then I'll mute the 3, and now I'm just down to 4 steps. And I'll mute that, and there's nothing there, but still running in the background is my drone. So what would we call this chord? I'd call it a symmetrical chord. And I was talking about symmetries yesterday. You could also call it a C6-9 chord. But the two inner voices open outwards to a B and an F sharp to give us this kind of beautiful G major 7 sound, and then close back in again. And this time they open outwards in a different direction to a B flat and an F natural to give us a G minor 9 sound. We're alternating between two sort of parallel sonorities, and you can think of it as a little bit of a modal modulation, as well as the kind of, metrical ambiguity that we have here. There's a dreaminess to this that I really like. And for a little more softness, I could just bring up the pad sound. It's like putting mayonnaise on everything, isn't it? Using pulse gates on independent sends, it's a kind of a parallel processing, a rhythmic parallel processing, gives us an opportunity to create really beautiful sort of spatial fields. And I can play that in real time if I just grab any old chord. It'll do it for me. And that's super fun. It means I could set up this processing and then play through a tune and get this constant rhythmic change. It's a powerful tool. Well, I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe. Take a look at that keyboard exercise in symmetrical scales and patterns from yesterday. I think you might be interested in it. Ding the bell. You'll be notified when I post a new video. I'll see you next time.